Hello students, this is Sanjay teacher. I welcome you all to the virtual class of CBSC Standard 8 subject English Grammar. Today in this session we are going to discuss tenses of the language. As you know, there are three tenses in the language. First is past tense, second is present tense and third one is future tense. Students, there are four subtypes to each tense. Today we will deal with present tense and its first two subtypes. When we use present tense, yes, we use present tense when the action is happening now, just. That time we use present tense. But there are four subtypes of present tense. First one is simple present tense. Second one is the present continuous tense. Third one is the present perfect tense. And fourth one is present perfect continuous tense. There are some minute difference in the structure of each tense. I'm going to give you all the structure of these subtypes and we will see all the tenses again. I will give you test on it. So today first we will discuss present tense and its two subtypes, the simple present tense and the present continuous tense. See, in today's class we will discuss structure, that is formula used for simple present tense and the present continuous tense. Then we will see functions and its usage. So the idea will get clear that when you can use simple present tense and when you can use present continuous tense and what is the difference between it. Then how we can use these tenses in affirmative sentence. What is the structure for it? Then how we can make negative sentence by using simple present tense and present continuous tense. And then how you can ask question in simple present as well as in present continuous tense. So before starting, as in my previous session also I discussed this chart. This chart is very important, students. If you understand this, you will not do the mistakes. See, what is this chart? This chart shows the types of subject. Before discussing the types, I want to give you structure formula for simple present tense. See, the formula is subject plus V1 plus object. You know, this is the basic form of sentence. To make meaningful sentence, we need subject plus verb plus object, that is SVO. And SVO pattern you are learning from 2nd to 3rd standard. From primary session you are learning SVO pattern. By using SVO, then only you can make meaningful sentences. Here, tenses are in the tenses we concentrate on verbs. In simple present tense, verb we have to use only in main form, that is the basic form, first form of verb. But the verbs again depends on the subject. Now you know, in my previous session also I told you about verbs. Verbs has three what we can say three types or three forms, that is V1, V2, V3. V1 is the main form or basic form of verb, that is action word. V2 is past form of verb and V3 is past participle of the verb. Here in simple present tense we will use V1, that is main verb. So see, why I am discussing this types of subject again in this session also, because here verbs depend on the subject. Yes, see, you will understand how the verbs depend on the subject. See, first we will discuss about the subtypes of subject. First person, when it is singular, we use I. when it is plural, when we then that time we use we. Second person, when you are speaking to the person, that person we call second person, and we refer it by using word you. And when it is plural, then again we use you. Third person. Third person means the person is not directly involved in the speaking or in the communication. So, when two persons are speaking, and if they are talking about the person which is not present over there, or with whom they are not speaking directly, that time they use he, she, it in the singular form, and when many are there, we use they. So I think you understood this chart. Why again and again I am telling you this chart? Because see, I, we, you, they. When in the when these subjects are there, that time we use V1 as it is. See, and when third person subject is there in the sentence, like he, she, it, if the sentence starts by using third person subject, that time we have to add s or es to the verb. I will give you some examples in next slide. But now also I am giving, we will see one example using verb write. See, I write, we write. After I am using V1 as it is. I write. I am not using its past tense, or I am not adding it S or ES. Yes, I write, we write. You write, you write. Then they write. But when he, she, it, or any name is there as a subject, that time we have to add s or es to the verb. See, he writes, she writes, it writes, or we can take any name. Mary jumps, Rohan sings. See, these are third person singular words, and I am adding s to the main verb. Are you getting it? What are the changes in simple present tense? See, simple present tense is very easy. It is following the structure SVO, subject, verb and object. The only change come in the verb when the subject is third person singular. That time only we have to add s or es to the verb. Are you getting it? And to the other verb, to the other subjects like I, we, you, they, we have to use the main verb as it is. Are you getting it? I think it is clear to you. Let's move to next slide. Here we will see the functions and usage of simple present tense. See students, when we use simple present tense, the simple present tense expresses general truths which may be considered valid for all time. Means what? We use simple present tense when there is general truths like sun rises in the east and sets in the west. This is truth. This is universal truth that sun always rises in the east. So that time we have to use simple present tense. See, the next example, wood always floats on water. You know this, and you know the scientific reason behind it. Wood always floats on the water, right? So these are the universal truth. That time we have to use simple present tenses. Getting? Now second one is, as I told you, when we are talking about, when we are using third person subject, that time we have to add s or es to the verb. See, wood always floats. Floats is this is the verb and main verb, and I am adding it s. Why? Because wood is third person singular subject, right? Wood floats on water. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Are you getting it? Yes. Now we will see second usage of simple present tense. When there is habitual actions or routine, that time we use simple present tense. See, I wake up at 6:30 a.m. every day. My mother leaves for work at 8:30 a.m. These are habitual actions, daily routine here mentioning. When we discuss or when we use daily routine, that time we use simple present tense. Like I go to school daily, or my school starts at 7 a.m., or I go to play daily. Means daily routine you can use here, and that time you can use simple present tense. Now third one is scientific or other facts. Like green vegetables provide the body with vitamins. Students, here by mistake I have, here is typing mistake, I have written here provides. Vegetables is in plural form, and here verb will come in singular, means we don't have to add s here. So green vegetables provide the body with vitamins. This is the correct one. The heart pumps blood to the rest of the body. See, when the scientific or other facts are there, that time we can use simple present tense. Next function is when there are programs and timetables we are telling, that time we have to use simple present tense. See, and the present tense often expresses future time also. We can express future time, but we have to use simple present tense over there. For example, the flight from Delhi reaches Chennai tomorrow evening at 5 p.m. Now, the flight from Delhi reaches Chennai. This is the routine action. The flight every day it reaches to it starts from Delhi and it reaches to Chennai every day or in the next day at 5 p.m. So this is daily action, and it is timetable, means it happens at proper timings. So it follows timetable, so that time you can use simple present tense. And the fifth function of simple present tense is when the historical present, that is to talk vividly about at past tense. When teacher is telling you story, in last session I told you one story is always in past tense, but when someone is explaining the things happening in the story, that time they use present tense. See, this is a story of a soldier who saves his country from invaders. Now the person is telling about the story, he is explaining the theme of the story, that time he is using simple present tense. Next sentence is Arjuna asks Krishna to tell him what his duty is. Here again simple present tense comes. Arjuna asks Krishna. Maybe there is any shlok, and in that shlok Arjuna is asking some questions to the Krishna, and here in the explanation that person is using Arjuna ask Krishna to tell him what his duty is. So here we can use simple present tense. So I hope the usage and functions of simple present tense is clear to you. Let's move to the next slide, and that is for affirmative sentences. Now what is the structure of affirmative sentence? See students, whatever structure I gave you in my previous slide, that is simple present tense. See, you can see here. This structure, this formula is same as in affirmative sentence, and the formula is subject plus V1 plus object. But the verb, if the verb is in to be form, that is am, is, are, you know the forms of be in present tense. The verbs of be in present tense are am, is, are. So that time subject plus am, is, are plus object, this formula or this structure we have to use. After giving example, your idea will get clear. See, the earth revolves around the sun. I told you that when the subject is in third person singular, we have to add s or es to the main verb, and the verb will remain in the first form. Only you have to add s or es, but we don't add s or es to the singular and singular subject of first person and second person. Also, these changes are only for the third person singular subject. Okay, see, in the first sentence, the earth revolves around the sun. The earth is subject, revolves is verb, and around the sun is object. So here again I am adding s to the verb revolves. Why? Because the earth is third person singular. Getting? I play badminton every day. I is subject, play is verb, and badminton every Sunday is the object. Here I am not adding s or es because subject is I and it is first person. Only you have to make changes when subject is in third person singular. Is this clear, students? See, I play. Play comes in the main verb as it is form. Its actual form. Getting? Third one is a train leaves at 10 a.m. A train is third person singular. That's why I'm adding es to the verb. So a train leaves at 10 a.m. He works in a bank. He works in a bank. So he is third person singular. That's why I am writing works here. He work in a bank won't come. When third person singular subject is there, you have to add s or es in simple present tense. Man enters the space. Man enters the space. I believe that you are innocent. Now subject is you here, and after you we are using form of be, that is are. You are innocent. She is very happy. I am a student. See, all these sentences shows habitual actions or the facts. The earth revolves around the sun, it is a fact. I play badminton every Sunday, it is daily routine. No, we cannot say daily routine, but it is habitual action. A train leaves at 10 a.m., so it shows timetable. He works in the bank, it shows routine or his habitual action. Man enters the space, it is fact or truth. Getting? She is very happy. This is also shows present tense, simple present tense. So I think you understood the functions and how we can use simple present tense by using this structure in affirmative sentences. Now I am giving you some more examples. Sorry, here we will start negative sentence and I will explain you how you can make negative sentences here. If the affirmative sentences are given in the question or in exam, how you can convert the affirmative sentences in negative sentence without changing its tense. So the formula for negative sentence is subject plus don't or does not plus V1 plus object. Now see, when we make negative sentence, that time we have to use do not before the verb. This is simple present tense. So as I told you, here verb comes in first form. Yes, so that's why we will add does not or do not before the V1. That's why the structure becomes like this. Subject plus don't or doesn't plus V1 plus object. Again the question comes in your mind, when we use don't and when we use doesn't. Same thing. Everywhere when the subject is in third person singular, after third person singular we use does, as Ramesh does or Ramesh does not. Ramesh is third person, but after I, we, you, they or any plural subject we have to use don't. Getting? Then the same form, subject plus does or doesn't, does not plus V1 plus object. Now, if the verb is in be form, that time we have to use present form of be, that are am, is, are. According to subject it will change, plus not plus V1 plus object. Okay. See, after giving example, you will get clear. First one is affirmative sentences. I like fruit. Here I like fruit. Here we cannot see any helping verb. Yes, subject is I, like is verb, and fruit is object. If the sentence come in this type, that time you have to use do not or does not. Now how you will decide do not or does not? You know the formula, subject plus do not or does not plus V1 plus object. But again the question raises in your mind that when I can use do not or when I can use does not. Yes, it depends on subject. If the subject is I, you have to use do not. Okay, I do not like fruits. Only changes come or only does not come here in the sentence when the subject is in third person singular. See students, please understand the types of subject also, so these minute mistakes won't happen. Third person singular is he, she, it or any name or any third person, means we are talking about it. See, the next sentence you will get clear. She has black hair. Now the formula is she is subject, has is in present tense verb, present verb, black hair is object. Now she does not, negative form of it is she doesn't have black hair. Now why here have come? Because V1 is have. The V1 of has is have. She doesn't have black hair. So does not come because here subject is third person singular. That's why third subject plus the formula for third person singular is subject plus does not plus V1 plus object. So she does not have black hair. Next example is we love flying kites. We is subject, love is V1, flying kites. We don't love flying kites. See, the negative form is we don't love flying kites. Love, here subject is we, after we always don't come. So we don't love flying kites. Getting? We will see some more examples. It doesn't rain here. It doesn't rain here. Second one is the children are not at home. Sakshi does not or doesn't use a computer. They don't speak English. He doesn't want to drink milk. We don't live in Mumbai. So this is all about negative sentences in simple present tense. I hope you understood it. Let's move to the questions of simple present tense. How we can make interrogative sentences or questions by using simple present tense. The formula for it is do plus does, do or does plus subject plus V1 plus object, and last you have to give question mark. And when there are verbs like am, is, are in the sentence, that is form of be, that time you have to bring those helping verb, means am, is, are at the starting of the sentence, then write subject, then first form of verb, and then object plus question mark. See, the examples are we cook every day. We cook every day. If we have to ask question, we have to convert this affirmative sentence in question. How you can do it? The formula is do or does plus subject plus V1. Now again, how you can write do or does? How you will select do or does? Why only do? Why not does? Yes, because subject is we, and after we have to use do. Does comes only when the subject is in third person singular. I am explaining it, I am telling it again and again because many students make here the mistakes. You have to concentrate on verb, which verb is there in the sentence, that then after observing the subject you have to decide which helping verb will come here, do or does. Here subject is we, that's why we are using do. So do come first, then subject we, cook every day, last we have to give question mark. This becomes verbal question. Do we cook every day? Do we cook every day? Yes. Next is Sonali goes to work by car. See, Sonali is third person singular subject, right? So here keep in mind, in third person singular subject we have to use does, then subject Sonali, and as we have mentioned here, as we have shown here, the simple present tense in does by adding es to do, we have to use V1 as it is. Now again, don't write s or es to the main verb. Getting? Does Sonali go to work by car? Is it clear, students? Please don't repeat s or es to the main verb as you used it before in does. So, does Sonali go to work by car? This is the correct sentence. Next one is I am audible to everyone. Here, am is helping verb. We have to bring helping verb in front. Am I audible to everyone? This is the correct question. He is genius. Now, is he genius? Getting? See, apply these formulas does or do plus subject plus V1 plus object, and when am is are, these verbs are there in the sentence, you just have to bring these verbs first, then subject plus V1 plus object, and yes, please give question mark at last because this is interrogative sentence, and in interrogative sentence question is must. You should give question mark at last. We will see some more examples. Does the course start on Sunday? Do you brush your teeth twice a day? See, I used here do because subject is you. So, do you brush? Third one is she a Maharashtrian girl? Am I correct? Do they sleep in the afternoon? Are you hungry? Do we know each other? So, these are the examples for interrogative sentence in simple present tense. So students, it was all about simple present tense. I am concluding this session here. We will continue next class with present continuous tense in detail. Till then, revise the structure of simple present tense and understand it well. Take care. Keep learning. Bye.